Hi, guys.
Today we're doing a Q&A because everybody had so many questions when we asked what you wanted us to do for a show today that we just decided to do a Q&A. So put your comments in the comment section. And while I am waiting for that, I'm going to talk about my thrift store haul that I found today. I went in for a toilet seat and I came out with a pickup load. Part of it was mom's, a quarter of it was mom's, a quarter of it was mom's, a quarter of it was mom's.
A quarter of it was mine.
A quarter of it was yours.
I only got one little shelf,
Little shelf.
Little
It
trolley.
needed the pickup. Okay. And we will show you that. I forgot to bring it in actually. We will show you that in our video coming up. But put your comments and questions in the description. No, in the chat, and we will answer them. So I went in to the restore today for a new toilet seat. Our toilet seat broke. And look at this, is brand new. And it was, can you guys read that? $1.50. You know how much these things are in the store? I paid $45 for the other toilet seat that broke like 3 weeks ago.
What are you guys doing to your toilets?
Our house is just at that age.
I was going to say.
Me and my toilet seat.
Oh, goodness.
When you have a house that's almost 20 years old, everything starts breaking. It's kind of disgusting, actually. So then, as I was roaming around,
Those are so
because I couldn't resist roaming around, of course, I found these cute little melamine dishes, and look at that right there. Will it focus? 25 cents.
Those would be so good for so many things.
I got me 8. They're mine. Thank you very much.
Those are so cute.
25 cents. I actually have been really wanting. Let's see if it said anything else. It doesn't say anything else except for high heat on the back. I don't know. I had a Nordic Ware microwave thing that I loved, but I've been wanting smaller plates that I can microwave because we have the great big Corel, but those don't do very good.
Yeah.
And so I found these little ditties, but they're so plain. But you know what I could do with them? I could put some little flower things on here, and they had leftover epoxy today from the countertop pour. And I could put some epoxy on there and have me some cute little flower plates.
They would be perfect to hold one sandwich with a little bit of chips for somebody who's single. My graham crackers.
Yep.
A piece of fruit in a sandwich. And these would be perfect for sewing trays to keep all the little things in there.
They're mine.
These are a perfect size.
Steals my
Even
stuff.
on for your makeup and stuff to keep stuff in there, or your jewelry. Those are really handy.
My jewelry and my makeup. And then
you see the abuse. This is elderly abuse.
And then they had this little microwave container, and it was 50 cents. And Mike is always wanting a little soup bowl, things like that. So I normally don't collect random dishes. I only do sets of things. But this was so handy. I was like, I could see us using this all the time. And somehow some of our stuff is just disappearing. Oh yeah, we need to talk about that today. I had disappearing hardware. Then they had this pot, and it was $1, and one can never
cute pot.
Have too many garden pots. And I'm not going to tip it over because I have stuff in it, but I paid $1 for it.
But that would be good for even like putting soapy water in if you need to clean something, like a bucket type thing, or to carry stuff in on a picnic. Yep. You could put ice in there and put stuff in there for a picnic.
Yep. Then Mike and I are doing the tile job on our kitchen remodel, and I found 2 different kinds. I found that one. Oh, here there. Nope. Wait a minute. I found a long one with a little bull nose, and then I found a short one with a big bull nose. But can you see? Whoops, wrong one. They were only 10 cents. These are $2.50 at Home Depot. Wow. Now, they only had 4, 5. They only had 3 of these and 5 of these.
Well, you could remodel your kitchen to make it the size you need to use those tiles.
Sure, that would be great. So I only got a few, but I know Home Depot has both of these, and they're $2.50 each, and I paid 10 cents. So even with the 405, I saved myself like $10. It's not horrible. I mean, that's pretty good. But he told me on Wednesday that they are getting a new shipment from the hardware store of rejects. And so I'm going to go look for more tile. Hopefully they will have some. Thank you. Then, before I go on, guys, Dining on a Dime cookbooks. Today is the last day. 40% off our Mother's Day sale. Grab it today. Volume 1 is the red. Volume 2 is the blue. And gluten-free, dairy-free is the green. Then, as I was roaming around, I have a space above my bedroom that is a little bit different now.
Of the doorway.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a different space there. And I've been trying to think of ideas of something to put up there. And I ran across this.
That'll be perfect.
Whoops. Is that not too stinking cute? And it was $1.50.
That's, seeing the light through it, that is really pretty.
And the green matches my new kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that cool? Then, as I was getting ready to leave, there was a basket that said, full of stuff. It said, employees only, do not dig through. Did I listen? So
you keep saying that Brad loves you.
So there was a lady there that was stocking. Haven't met her yet. But I said, are you putting all this stuff out? She said, well, yes, I am. She said, are you interested in something? I said, well, I am. But I said, it's at the very bottom of the basket. And I said, can you tell me how much it is? Or do you remember? And she said, no. And so I got on my hands and knees and looked underneath the basket. And I got this. We were at Hobby Lobby the other day. Now, it was only like $3 or $4. But this is brand new. And I got it for, 50 cents.
You done good today. I have to admit, you done
And she
good.
happily dug for me. I didn't dig. And then as we were still looking, I said, oh, I like that strainer. Right there. Look at this old strainer.
Got the red handle.
25 cents for this vintage strainer. I went in for a toilet seat. Let's just remember this. And then
you're not done yet. Oh,
I got
pretty.
something else.
I haven't seen this stuff yet. Oh my goodness.
Then as I was leaving by the front, I found
Mother's
this.
Day's coming up and my birthday will be.
It's the perfect gift from Mike to me.
I was thinking for me, for my birthday.
$1. Oops, I gotta cover you up. Right there. $1.50. For my flowers.
So
Can you see my yellow flowers, my yellow zinnias in here this summer?
I've got some pretty pink ones to put in there that would match.
And then, guys, put your comments and questions in the description. Mike will grab them, but I need Mike for just a moment. And then he will come back. Yes, I need you. Oh, we're having a technical problem. Are you okay? Okay. So then, as I was loading I'd already paid, and I loaded all my stuff back up, and I came in to get the rest of my stuff, and I missed this on the way. How I missed this, I don't know. It was on the front. I'm laser focused when I go to the store. When I'm going for a toilet seat, I go for the toilet seat. But then I started finding all this stuff. So then I found this beauty. Look at this chair.
What?
Oh,
Hold now, lower it down so they can see the top, or if you can.
there we go.
Is that not cool? And it's really sturdy.
I was going to say, can you sit in it?
Yes, and it doesn't
This
even
looks like
wiggle.
a 100-year-old chair.
Okay, thank you. So
welcome.
I'm gonna paint that and put. I know, just everybody, all the husbands just freaked out, but I'm gonna
That'd be
paint
really
that
cool painted.
and put a new cushion on it with some material that I got for 70 cents a yard at Walmart last year in my laundry room that I'm
The striped
remodeling.
The striped fabric?
No, the black
Oh.
and white one. And in my laundry room, and because I've been in the middle of all this, I've been redecorating my laundry room and painting all my cabinets in my laundry room, which I have more cabinets in my laundry room than I do my kitchen.
Yeah, she does.
So let me tell you, it was
she's got a
job.
huge closet
Yeah.
in the line.
And so I needed a chair for everybody to sit down and put their shoes on.
That'll be perfect. Very good.
Won't that be perfect? And that was $20, but that was that it doesn't wiggle. Would you like to test sit on it?
No, I
Mother?
don't want to test it.
I think you should test
I
sit on
don't
it.
think I should. It is sturdy. It doesn't
move.
Yeah, it is sturdy.
Mike's sitting on a chair over there. We're waiting for him to be a meme pretty soon because it's wiggling so bad.
His chair is so broken. And then one leg of the table keeps bending in it with each show.
It's on my to-do list. So that was all the stuff I got at the garage sale today. Couldn't believe it. And so, Kim loves our tops today. We are going all Wyomingite today.
We are.
In case you don't know what people from Wyoming are called, we're called Wyomingites.
I don't know what people from Wyoming are called.
And so Jack helped me get all of the laundry room cabinet doors finished put on today. So how does this happen? This is what I want to know. I had a specific box. When I took all the hardware off, I specifically put it in the box. And so I wouldn't lose anything from the laundry room. It all just went in this box. So we're putting the hardware back on and hanging the cabinet doors. And I realized I'm missing 16 little screws, 8 bigger screws, 2 handles. Where did they go? I literally had them sitting for 2 months in my laundry room in this specific box. It did not move. It did not go anywhere. There was no screws or anything on the floor, the bench where it was sitting. No handles anywhere. So Jack and I keep forging on. I run to Ace, get screws, come back, forge on, and then we have leftover hinges.
Leftover hinges.
How does this happen? Seriously, I am like flabbergasted. You would think I would have found a screw or something, and all of the kitchen cabinets were already installed. So I know the contractors didn't pull out of there to use for the kitchen cabinets. I can't figure it out. So now, thankfully, I have leftover cabinets because I'm going to have to take hardware handles from these. And whenever I sell it, somebody will just have to figure out what they're going to do. I couldn't believe it. So then Jack and I kept forging on. We're like, that's okay. We're going to forge on. And we decided, let's see. Can I do it like this? Wait a minute. Let's see. And then we decided to go ahead and hang my clock. And of course, as I was taking the picture, Mr. Funny Pants here
had to jump in the middle of the picture.
Whoops. Wait a minute. I can't get it. Hello. Okay, there we go. So, okay, let me see. Because, oh, shoot. Mike's brilliant idea is going to be revealed. Can I do it like that? Okay. Can you see? You can't see, right?
Yeah. No,
okay.
I can't see.
So then we decided to hang my clock. Remember my clock, guys? Let's see. Sorry, cover your face. So we decided to hang my clock.
I could get a phobia.
Absolutely
here.
loved it. See the other thing on the side there? Sorry, it's focusing on Mom and I. See the other pretty little diddly thing we got up there? So we got those. So Mom and I went to Hobby
if you could
Lobby.
know how hard we worked to get that little diddly thing. Oh my word.
We didn't express what we went through it's coming up in next week's video, not Tuesday's, but the one after. But we didn't express what we went through to get the little diddly thing up there. And we went to Hobby Lobby in Casper and I found it. Okay, wasn't quite sure. So then we roamed around Colorado, then went to Hobby Lobby in Colorado and they didn't have it. So then I was like, oh, brother, do we go back and get it at Casper?
All the way back. Every 15 minutes. Should I get it? Should I not get it?
I was like, I really love it. But so we finally went back to Hobby Lobby at Casper. I was only going to go to Hobby Lobby once, not 3 times. So go ahead and send me questions and comments, Mike. And so then Jack and I are hanging them and we realized both the squigglies go the same way. So when you hang them up, I can't reverse them. And so it looks like the squiggly is kind of on something. So we went through all of this, went over, stewed, thinking about looking at it online. Do I get this one? Do I not get this one? Because normally stuff like that, I don't really buy new. I wait for garage sales and get stuff like that. So I don't buy too many things like that new. I've bought a few things, but not a lot. And so then I decided to go ahead and get it. And I was like, now they won't reverse. I didn't even think about them reversing.
I didn't either.
So as Dave likes to say, my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. And now I am stricken with melancholy. Dave is always stricken with melancholy. So anyway, so that was my day today. It was very productive. And the contractors got the last of the work they can do until they install the window. They got everything done today. The top coat got put on the epoxy. We're letting it dry. And tomorrow we can start cleaning. I'm sure the boys are excited about that. So we're going to start a little bit. Mike's got to put the lights up. We're going to do the tile work. And we still can't get a hold of the plumber to hook the sink up. So we still can't use the kitchen because we can't get the sink hooked up. But as soon as those things are done and the window put in, then we will have a kitchen. All right, guys, Dining on a Dime cookbooks. This is the last day of our Mother's Day sale. This one is volume 1, volume 2, 40% off right now. Also, our gluten-free, dairy-free edition, if you are gluten-free, dairy-free like me. And then these are not on sale, but we do have in stock our planners. Guys, everybody is just loving our planners. They are so excited to finally get organized. 400 pages, 365 days. You can start now. It's undated, so you don't lose any days. You can start right now and get yourself organized. All right. Thank you for the super chat, Wendy. We will put that on prison or Bibles. I will see if the prison guy needs more Bibles. If he does, I will do that. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Wanda on there?
Wanda.
For
Hutchins. Oh, Wanda. Have you seen Wanda? Has anybody seen Wanda? Wanda, are you on here? We have more mouse advice if you're on here. She's on here.
Oh, I don't know why I didn't think of this. All this time we've been talking about mice, but my neighbor about 5 years ago had an infestation of rats and mice, really bad. It was a house out by the lake that she closed up, during the winter and that type of thing. And she finally discovered, she took dryer sheets and we put them all over the inside of her house, put them on the outside walls,
underneath the sink,
everywhere,
behind the toilet, everywhere.
We used it was a tiny, tiny house, and we used about 2 or 3 boxes of dryer sheets.
For $3.
Oh yeah.
It's worth
it. We just got the ones at the Dollar Tree, but I would just
get the really stinky ones. They don't like the smell.
Is what smells really strong. And we put them all around. And that's been several years ago now. And she has not had one rat, one mouse at all. And after she did that, I was telling my folks about it. My dad said, oh yeah, I've been keeping them in my garage and I put them in the Model A's in the engine, lay them on top of the engine, so the mice won't come in and eat the wiring. If a car sits too long, sometimes they'll nest in there or they'll chew on the wiring. So he said they'd had no mice in their house. And, Grandma and Grandpa used to have mice quite a bit.
because they lived in the country.
Because they live like, with a field in the back and all that. And they haven't had any since they did those dryer sheets. I don't know why I didn't think of it. All this time we've been talking about it. So try the dryer sheets, Wanda, and let's see what, if that helps.
That's a really good idea. I've heard that before too.
A lot of people have said since then that they use that.
We are going to take questions now, so put them in the description. Jack from Sheridan, Wyoming says, who is the best mom in the whole wide world? I think his mom is the best mom in the whole wide world.
I said your mom was.
He knows that Give Mom All the Kisses She Wants Day is coming very soon. He knows. Him and his brother are bracing themselves.
They're bracing themselves for all the kisses.
We generally are glad they're on their own. Thank you for watching, Jack. And thank you for helping your mother climb or hang the clock and the doors.
Yeah, he worked hard today.
Oh, well, and then on the doors, we didn't know it. They had 3 different kinds of hinges in the laundry room. And if you mixed them up, they wouldn't work.
Oh, no.
So then we were having to go through all the doors and take off the wrong hinges and put on the right hinge. It was a huge pain.
He was a trooper today for you.
Louise got book 1 and 2, and she's super happy.
Oh,
Thank you.
I'm glad.
I shall not be moved. Mother, tips on organizing food for a small 7 cubic foot freezer.
Oh, so she's got a little tiny. Why did you say mother?
Just so you can answer one.
Oh, what I do is I don't do a whole lot of organizing. I just try to make sure I keep it divided in sections. Like beneath, I have a lot of butter that I've been buying on sale that I don't use really super often. And it's all on the bottom shelf. And I keep that in one section. And then I have a small little tiny box that sits in there. It's a little bit kind of like a shoebox type thing that sits in there. And I keep all my cooked meat in that box, and then it's all right there. So if I don't have to dig through the whole freezer, I just pull the one box out. And so I kind of do that with the whole freezer. I have my milk that I freeze. I keep it on this side of the freezer, and line the jars of frozen milk up. So,
well, and another thing is flatten everything. So like your applesauce goes in Ziploc bags, and I flatten them. My ground beef goes in Ziploc bags, and I flatten it, and then you can stack it like a file folder.
Yeah, I was going to say my ground beef, I have in that box standing up, in a row like that. So I hope that might help a little bit.
Yep. That's the best thing you can do is just keep everything in little shoe boxes. I just collect them at garage sales or whatever and do that. Okay. And she also wants to know tips for negotiating at thrift stores. So some thrift stores won't negotiate.
Yeah.
But first of all, if they know you and you've been going for a while and you're not like trying to negotiate every single time you go there, but let's say you go one time and you find something like, let's say I found this and it was marked $15 or whatever. And I really, really liked it, but it had a big chip in it. And I would say, well, this has a big chip in it. Is there any way I could get this for a little bit less? And they'll say, oh, maybe, or maybe they'll say, nope, it doesn't. Or like the other day we remember my 2 pictures that I got at the thrift store that I really liked, the white frame with the poppies in it, I think is what it is. One had a piece of glass and one didn't, and they were both $10. So I said, this one doesn't have glass. I got to go buy a piece of glass. Can I get it for $5? And she was like, oh yeah, sure. So first of all, it doesn't hurt to ask. All they can do is say no. So big whoop to ding. But first of all, be nice. Make sure you're reasonable. Like the price is okay. If Brad's listening, I love you, Brad. But like at our restore, Mom and I were talking about this, and it's not really Brad's fault because it's a Habitat restore, like store wide.
Almost like a corporation type thing all across the country. Yeah, it's all.
I don't know how you would say that, but yeah, the whole corporation, I think, from what I understand, just has prices. But we were talking and like there's one picture that's really cute and really nice, and it's $5. And then there's another picture that's just the dregs of society. You wouldn't use it in your tent to decorate your tent. It was so ugly. And it's $25.
Mm-hmm.
And so some thrift stores really don't make any sense. And as a matter of fact, I've noticed almost every thrift store now, the pricing really doesn't seem to be consistent for quality.
I think what happens is, I've noticed this with sewing supplies. If somebody is pricing it that knows nothing about sewing, they'll put it for nothing. But if there's somebody in there that sews or knits or whatever, then the prices are a little bit high. I think that's what happens a lot of times. And, you just, like Tara said, you just need to ask. And the worst thing to do is say no. But you'll find out, like the thrift store in Wichita, they would not change the prices. That's it. And I think Salvation Army maybe, and
now our Salvation Army here does
it, but
that's how I got that big thing of flowers. I asked them to take less, but
ours in Wichita wouldn't. And what's the other? Goodwill. They're very staunch.
I've never had a Goodwill come down.
No, they never. So those types of things. But our little stores here, they sometimes will,
But if something's broken or something like that, I'll say this is broken and I'm going to have to go to get hardware and fix it and all that. Will you take $10 off or something?
Yeah. And so it doesn't hurt to ask. And like Tara says, don't do it every single time. Like, some of these things were quartered. If the price is reasonable, don't ask for it lower,
Yeah. Marcy says, how long does it last beyond the date? Boxed broth, unopened. Oh, a long time for broth. I would say at least a couple of years, probably.
Yeah.
It's got so much salt in it, it's not going to do anything. Ham steak in the fridge, unopened. Any fresh meats, you do not want to go past the best by date.
Yeah.
If it's the sell by date that the store has to get rid of it, you've got 3 to 4 days, somewhere around there. With the exception being bacon can go longer because it's already smoked. Oh, and there she goes. Bacon unopened in the fridge. I would say bacon unopened past the date. I don't know, probably a week, maybe, you think?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
5 days to a week, because bacon has a really long shelf life anyway.
Because it's been smoked and salted a lot of times.
But all of those, well, I don't freeze the broth, but the ham and the bacon you could just throw in the freezer.
Yeah.
Mama says, I'm going to visit Wichita. We know Wichita. Have been to the zoo enough. What else would you recommend to do? Well, let's have a little talk about Wichita.
Yeah. They've been trying to get a tourist attraction or tourists there since 86 or something
every
like
year,
that.
They have this ridiculous tourist budget. And what do you have? You've got the zoo and you've got Cowtown. That's it. And I'm sorry, but there really is nothing to do in Wichita. There's really not. I mean, you can take the kids to the park. Riverside Park used to be nice. I haven't been there in years, so I don't know if it still is. What lake?
I forgot.
Lake Cheney. Cheney Lake.
Oh, Cheney Lake. Well, yeah, but she said Wichita, not Cheney. But yeah, I mean, there's El Dorado Lake and Cheney Lake, but really, there's not anything to do in Wichita.
Yeah, you could, if you haven't been to Cowtown. Cowtown might be worth a couple of hours
it's okay.
Yeah, it's not like Dodge City.
It's better if they're actually having something like the 4th of July or Christmas or
that's the best time to go to Cowtown. So
really, there's nothing else. So Wanda, when do we get to see Mike's brilliant idea? So we're probably getting closer. I would say maybe 10 days. We'll see how long it takes me to get everything cleaned up. I don't know. Patricia, I can't stay on, but wanted to wish you both happy Mother's Day. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Debbie got her volume 1, which is the red one, and right here. And then volume 2 is the blue one, and she got it today. She's so excited. Yay, thank you for ordering, guys. We only do this sale twice a year, 40% off twice a year. Once it's gone, today's the last day. You're going to have to wait until Black Friday. Janie,
they can order it. They just won't get it on sale.
Yeah, you just won't get it for 40% off. Janie cooking pork chops while you watch. While she watches, thank you. Under the median, I don't know. Jill looks a little surprised that a quarter of the pickup stuff was her. That the quarter of the pickup load was her stuff. It was.
Wait till you see the little tiny. It's like a TV tray size.
It's not that tiny. It's like 2 feet by probably 18 inches or so, and then it's about 3.5 feet high cart. But this is another thing for like the pricing. So like this was a really cute little cart.
Oh,
it had
really
several different layers and everything.
Shelves on it.
It rolls really nice, and it was only $5. But there was another like end table type thing, and it was $25. So you just have to watch. And
well, let's put it this way:
prices.
it fit in the back seat of my car very easily. So why she took the pickup for it, I don't know.
I didn't take it for that.
Oh, I
took
see.
it because I had no other car.
I see.
But it still was a quarter.
Of
the load.
load.
Actually, technically a third of the load. It was a third of the load.
So you're going to show them on Tuesday?
No, it's going to be like a week or two before they see that video. Carrie, what a great deal on the toilet seat. I know, $45 at Home Depot. I was like, seriously, to sit down and poop? Are you kidding me?
Now, one thing too, I know this sounds kind of crazy, but for everybody that's kind of prepping a little bit and getting things prepared, if your toilet seats, stuff like that, are getting older, you need to go ahead and try to find one or get one now and get a few home repair things like that while you've got the money and while they're still available and that type of thing.
Especially if you see them at garage sales and thrift stores.
Yeah. So, you know, if you don't have a toilet plunger, I know these are all silly little things, but can you imagine life without some of these, without a toilet seat?
If the fecal matter hits the oscillation unit, you're going to have fecal matter all over if you don't have a plunger.
So, you know, that's just something to think about. If you find something that's a good deal and you already have a toilet seat, but you find one for $1, you might want to get an extra one.
Darlene says it's her husband's 70th birthday.
Oh, happy birthday!
All the kids and grandkids are coming tomorrow for a big party.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Eva says, I just ordered the gluten-free, dairy-free cookbook a little while ago. Am I understanding correctly? Is this the Dining on a Dime cookbook with the same recipe change over to gluten-free? Yes, it's the same as volume 1. Everything's switched over to gluten-free, though. So that's what we did. Wendy wants to know where you're at today, dear. Man behind the curtain. Did you find a place?
It's the same as yesterday.
Oh.
But if they weren't here yesterday, Tara said at the last second it should be somewhere else, but I was trying to get comments. So I didn't have a chance to look. So I might do your idea next time, dear.
Ashley was wondering when we were going to go live, and bam, a notification said we were live. Under the medium, in our house, disappearing items are usually things our grown kids have borrowed and we totally forgot we let them borrow it. I know. I wish that was the case. But like, this doesn't even make sense. I mean, I would have seen screws like laying on the bench or the floor around the bench, but there was nothing. It was very weird. And the kitchen was already done. The cabinets were already done in the kitchen. It makes no sense. Glenda, okay, just got here. Tell me again what's in the volume 2. I already have the first one. So volume 2 is the blue one, and it is just the companion to volume 1, which means it has all the recipes that we just couldn't fit in volume 1. And it's all new recipes with the exception of 2 where we added variations and we couldn't fit it into volume 1. So it's all new recipes. It's all the foods that we couldn't fit in volume 1. And so it's also saving money, and people are loving both of them. We keep getting rave reviews every day. Mrs. T, did you know teenagers accidentally throw real forks and Tupperware away in their room trash cans? Yeah. I can imagine.
Yeah.
And Jeanette, don't believe those melamine plates are safe. Actually, they are. I looked it up and it said that they are. So, and
some of them aren't. You're right. Some of them aren't.
But some aren't. Let's see.
I think they're starting to come out with them a little bit.
And I think these ones are. If I epoxy them, I don't know if epoxy is microwave proof. I should check.
Probably
and see.
Not.
I don't know if epoxy is or not.
Yeah.
But Pam, do you keep an inventory list of your stockpile? Nope, I don't.
No.
I just go in and use what I need to use and just keep putting the new stuff on the bottom.
Because ours are on open shelves. You can pretty much see, what's there and have a good idea.
Tracy, why did you change the book so often? I had an original paper spiral, a hardcover spiral, and a hard copy volume 2. Just curious. I like the original spiral best. So, so we originally went with the spirals because they were the easiest to use. But as we improved the book, the newest edition here, because it's almost 600 pages, we could not find a printer who could do a spiral that would hold this many pages. And so we had to just retypeset it for, we just had to retypeset it, but we use a special binding so that they lay flat. So
And-
no matter what page you're on, it lays flat.
And Tar and I practiced with this thing before we ordered
Yeah.
them to make sure that they would lay flat for you.
But this is a brand new book. We have never used this book for any cooking. This is a brand new one. And
It's
the
not flat on the
pages
yeah.
just lay flat. So they're not flopping all over or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But we literally just could not get a spiral big enough. So that's why we had to change it.
We wanted the spiral too, but we just couldn't do it. So they said they had this, and we worked with it quite a while.
Wanda has a
sure.
potato masher like my strainer. Actually,
I do too. I have one too.
do I have one? I thought I
Yeah, it's
did.
hanging right there on the
Where?
wall.
Oh yeah, I got one too.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys? Oops, can you see it right?
Look at it.
there?
It's got your kitchen colors. It's got the red and the
Mhm.
gold. So
I just got a good deal. What can I say?
you did for a quarter.
Montana girl, I have a strainer just like that with some of the paint missing.
This has
Reginald
pink
says
missing.
hello from Dublin. Oh, maybe it's
Oh.
Shannon. I don't know if it's Reginald Shannon. Huh? Are you sure it's not Reginald and Shannon? How do you know it's not Reginald and Shannon? Did Reginald say it's not Reginald and Shannon? It could be Shannon. We don't know. Hello, though.
Yes, from Ireland.
Sangren says, how long is it taking for the cookbooks to receive? About 4 days, 4 to 10 days. You get a notice when they ship, so you can just look at that tracking number, look in your spam. If you didn't get it, it's probably in your spam. Tanya, what color am I going to paint the chair? I'm probably going to paint it black with a black and white cushion. So I think I'm going to do that. Sandy, wish our restore had good prices on everything there, or new prices like that chair would it be at least $125. So I don't know. I need to ask Brad. I need to go and do a Ask Brad. Because actually I need to interview Brad because I was supposed to do that in January and I never got around to it. But if it's like regional or if it's company wide or if each store has their own prices. I don't know. Mardell says, I need a sourdough recipe. So in volume 1, it is our potato flake starter is the sourdough. And in volume 2, we have a regular sourdough. And you can get them on our website, livingonadime.com. We also have a sourdough ebook at livingonadime.com. Go to the shop and it is in there. Diana loves the chair. Thank you. Denise, no, don't paint it. See, I knew it. We're going to have a cow if I paint it. And Melinda says the same thing. And so does Sharon. Oh, no. We just sent the internet into a coronary, into shock. Can you say me the next one, the mics? Brenda, can you please share the link for the Amazon electric mouse repellent you were talking about last night? Did you find that, Mike?
I looked at it. It's not in. You told me last night to share the Amazon store, but it's not in the Amazon store. I noticed today.
Okay. So you didn't look it up then?
I don't know what to look for.
Okay. Let me get it going while Mike is sending me the
Electronic mouse.
You tell me what
Right.
it's called. I can look
it's
it up.
called a sonic mouse repellent, but I'll look it up here while Mike's getting me the questions real quick. Right here, if Amazon will let me in. I think so. Okay. So here it is, right here. Now, all right.
You get the link?
I got the link.
Okay.
Yes, here it is. And then I'll send it to Mike and he'll put it in the description below. Well, maybe if Amazon will cooperate. Okay. Where did we go on?
And usually it comes in a set of a few because you need to put them on the outside walls. So
okay. There you guys go. And I got that in YouTube, Facebook. Do I even have us on Facebook yet? I don't think I have us on Facebook yet. Okay, did you get those questions sent, Mike? Okay, so I got them in there. And oh, nope, we're wearing the wrong clothes. That's not the right show. Oops. Mom's not wearing red. And so we just put, oh, here we are. So we just put those mouse repellents just in several outlets.
Yeah.
And it
On
just,
the outside of the house.
yeah.
And also, if you have 2 floors, you need to put some on the bottom floor and
Yeah.
the top floor.
And
it should have the instructions with it, though.
I also put it in the garage.
Yeah.
So as a matter of fact, I'm going to keep that up because I need a few more. All right, Jody, it's the gnomes that are stealing this stuff. It's just the weirdest thing. You would think that it would have been somewhere.
And the laundry room's full of gnomes.
I know.
That's where you keep
I know.
most of your gnomes.
Yes. Irma, thank you. She just ordered her books. And Terry
Oh.
said, Happy Mother's Day. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Penn's 33rd wedding anniversary is today. She's in her
Oh.
garden. He is at golf. That's how we stay married. Oh my goodness. If that's not the truth. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's too good. Well, happy anniversary anyway.
Valerie, are you putting in a garden this year? Hopefully no hail. So yes, I've already started planting. I'm just going to go for it no matter what. Risk it. So Barbara, 1, how come no more Bible study? Okay, so we've talked about this a few times, but it's not that we're not answering Bible questions. If you have Bible questions, go ahead and put them in there and we will answer them.
Mm-hmm.
But we're just not doing specific shows only on Bible. It just messes with the YouTube algorithm. And so YouTube doesn't know what our channel is about. And so it just messes things up.
So you can ask all.
Yeah, you can ask the
like
questions.
We used to. Yeah, you can ask them. So
We're just not going to go and do specific Bible shows unless we want to just turn into a Bible show. If we want to turn into a Bible show, then we would do it. But we're not doing that at the moment. So, and I will look for your email. Carissa, don't mean to be right. Ran to the store 4 minutes for those yellow flowers are going to look magnificent in my floral vase. Thank you. She loves it. Eva, has Mike's brilliant idea been revealed yet? No, not yet. It will be revealed though. I can't believe we've kept it this long.
I know.
I'm rather proud of myself.
Yeah, not opening your big mouth, blabbing about it.
Me? What, Mike? I came close.
Yeah.
And it was funny because today the contractor finished what they were doing until they put in the window in June. And he said, so we started this January 9th. January 9th.
You guys are bosom buddies now with the contractors.
This is May 12th. This is May 12th. He said, I really thought this would take 3 weeks. He did. Yeah. I was given it 8 weeks, but Mike's brilliant idea did add a lot to it, but only probably 2 weeks worth was actually. Okay. Thank you, Tina, for ordering volume 1. She's looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Kimberly says, hello from South Texas. I love it here, but hate the humidity.
I
Humidity.
know.
That's why I don't live in Texas.
I love the people in Texas, but the weather was
Yep.
just too rough.
Hello, Bandana Grandma.
Oh, hi, Susie.
And Wendy says, trying to get some buckets ready for planting some tomatoes. Yeah. I don't know. Barbara Otara, what art supplies are you missing when you choose to do painting? Also, Jill, what is the best flour for making pies and biscuits? And how are the kids doing? So I don't really think I'm missing anything for painting. Mike's been keeping me well stocked for holidays. Actually, I'm working on one right now. I'll show you when I get it done. Mom, you just use all-purpose flour.
I just use all-purpose flour, whatever's on sale, and it doesn't make any difference.
Yep. And all the kids are doing good. They don't like being in the videos very much, so that's why you don't hear much about them.
One thing about the recipe in the book for the pie
volume
crust,
1, this is the only pie crust you will ever eat once you make it. It's really super good. Mom's had this recipe for 50 years. It's on the website, livingonadime.com. You can go try it before you buy it.
with this pie crust in there alone, the stuff I added in the ingredients for the pie crust makes it really flaky and tender. So you don't have to use special, flour or anything for it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We've been on a lot lately. Yes, we've decided to start when we have sales going on live, 4 to 5 days a week when we have the sales. We've just found, frankly, that we sell more books when we go live. So that's why we do it. Kimberly, Uncle Gus's. My son uses dryer sheets in the RV over winter with mothballs underneath.
Yeah, that's good to know. I don't know why
Wanda,
I didn't think of that.
When you're done with
For
all
Wanda.
this, zombies are not going to come to your house. And one thing you haven't mentioned,
it's going to smell really good.
Yeah. One thing you haven't mentioned, and I don't know anything about your situation or whatever, because you haven't said that much, but I'm just letting this know too. Make sure you don't have clutter around, because it gives the mice places to hide. So if you've got piles of clutter and piles of stuff everywhere, get all of that cleaned up, and then they don't have places to hide as much. So make sure you've got all your clutter cleaned up too.
But I think the dryer sheets will make a big difference.
Yeah. Mosaic Maria says, thanks for answering her question about soup cans yesterday. You're welcome.
Oh, you're welcome.
Kimberly, any advice on stockpiling when you don't have room for a big freezer?
Well, you know what? I don't have a big freezer. I have a little tiny refrigerator. This only one step above apartment size refrigerator. And so I don't freeze a whole lot of things. And if you've got such a small refrigerator, you probably don't have a big family, so you don't need as much meat to freeze, as like Tara would with all of her family and everything. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. I would just get what you can. I keep like 6 pounds of cooked hamburger in there, and I've got plenty of room for that, and then I keep a bunch huge 1 or 2 packages of chicken. And that'll last me for a really long time. Then I get canned meat, a lot of canned meat too. So, I just wouldn't worry about it too much. If you don't have the room in the freezer, then think of another way. How will I do it? I will use the canned food, type of thing, or use peanuts for my protein or beans for my protein instead of worrying about having a lot of meat. And two, if you know somebody, like I don't do this, but I could bring my stuff over to Tara's, and she's willing, if you have a family member that would give you a little shelf off of their big upright freezer, and because we do stuff back and forth a lot of times. And if you like that with your family, then you can do that too. And my neighbor, oh my goodness, I didn't realize this for years. My neighbor had a full upright freezer in her basement running all the time. And she never had anything in it. She'd have one turkey at Thanksgiving she'd keep in there. It was totally empty. And when I mentioned, I didn't know what to do with all my gingerbread man dough, because I didn't have room in my freezer. She said, just put it in my freezer, because it helps her out, because you really shouldn't run an empty freezer. It really costs more to run an empty freezer. She was tickled to have me put my stuff in there, at that time. So you might check around for something like that.
All right. Not that I'm not listening to you, but as I'm sitting here, I just realized a major issue with my kitchen remodel.
Oh, great.
No, like major issue. I have nowhere to put a dish towel to dry our hands.
You'll just have to put. Yeah, you'll just have to do.
I did not plan any place to put a dish towel to dry our hands.
Can you stick something on the side of the stove on the left side?
Or put
on the stove.
No, I mean on the sink.
Yeah, but do you want to go clear around the edge of the sink to dry your, or the edge of the countertop to dry your hands?
Handle, my kitchen drawer handle. I don't have anything either.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined. I am now filled with melancholy.
Get a blower air dryer thing and hang it on the wall.
Oh, I hate those things. They splat water all over the place.
They're awful. We kept using them on the trip, and I'm thinking, this is ridiculous.
D, have y'all noticed some thrift stores are raising their prices today? We saw a men's medium shirt, $15, and it was not even new. Oh my goodness.
Oh my
That's ridiculous.
Word. Yeah.
Just ridiculous. I have to say, we were so worried when we moved to Sheridan what the garage sales and thrift stores would be like. Because we had gone to one thrift store here in town when we were visiting, and we were like, ooh, this isn't that great. And I didn't know there was all the other ones. because we weren't here very long. And so we were very worried about the thrift stores and garage sales, and we're very pleasantly surprised
Yeah.
but it's funny because even one of the gals at school, I was talking to one of the gals at school, and she's like, man, the garage sales here are vicious. I was like, I know. Everybody's carrying, and so you got to be careful that you don't. But people, they will just shove, these little old ladies, they'll just shove you aside. I'm like, excuse me. Oh, my goodness. But yes, we've noticed that in Colorado, their prices were pretty high for some stuff. Diane, is about 6 hours of sun too much for azaleas? Our azaleas don't look good this spring. Wondering if there's too much sun or bad winter damage. I bet it's winter damage. I would think 6 hours would be just fine. So it's probably winter damage. A lot of stuff has winter damage. We noticed in Colorado there was a lot of winter damage too. Leah, I'm going to make the gluten-free bread. It mentions high altitude. What is considered high altitude? We are at 49 feet. You are high altitude. Anything above 3,500 feet. And here's the thing. If you're like us, here in Sheridan, we're right at the level. So if any of you try it and you do the regular bread and it doesn't turn out, try the high altitude version. If you're just right on I would say if you're 500 feet, let's say if you're 3,000 or above, then try the high altitude if it doesn't work. Julie says, tell you what, I'm no killer except for mice. Have no problem knocking their eyes out of their little heads. Wow. And I thought I was violent.
You were bad, yeah.
1 year it was me or them. I won. Farmhouse by the river. Yeah. I've lived out in farm fields.
Yeah.
Many times. So I get it. Celeste says, my mom uses small baskets in her freezer. Yep.
Yeah. Same type of thing.
Tammy, the hinge on my cupboard broke this week and I took forever to get it fixed with my handyman dad, thanks to the previous owner making some interesting choices. I know. We were unhinged by the end. I know. If you guys could see the electrical in this house.
I've never seen
anything
like it.
Flabbergasting.
I lived here for what, 5 months, 6 months, something like that. And I had like 4 light switches was all downstairs. Even by the time I was getting ready to move out, I still didn't know which light turned what on. It was the most confused. I've never seen.
I've had to label all of the switches, and I don't even have them all done. I've had to label all the switches in our house because
they just don't make sense.
They don't even make sense. So let's say you're walking down the stairs. So, and you have it, so here's a good example. We have a living room light. We have a stair light above, and then a what do you call it? A landing light, I guess, at the bottom of the stairs. And so, wait, Mike, on that set, what's the first switch?
Which one? Sorry.
On the stairs.
The first switch I'm going to try to get rid of, it turns off all those.
The outlets, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so get this. The first switch at the front of the stairs turns off all the outlets in the room. The second switch turns on the light at the bottom of the landing. And the third switch turns on the light above the stairs. Now, a normal electrician would do the light that you would turn on first, the one above the stairs, and then the landing, and then the outlets. Oh no, we don't do it that way. Everything is backwards. The dining
when you go
room,
in the bathroom, the first outlet should be turn the light on. It's not. I think the first one is the fan or something.
It turns on the fan light, which is really, really dim. So the first light is the fan light,
which you can hardly see.
You can hardly see. The second one is the fan.
And then the third one is
the actual bathroom
the actual light.
You know? And then I went in to have Mike to fix it because it was driving me bonkers. I was like, this is ridiculous.
It drives me crazy when I can
absolutely
use your
ridiculous.
bathroom. It's really.
Rewire all those so I can move them around if you want.
Well, the bathroom ones are the ones that drive me nuts. But so I had him go in to rewire it. Of course, they didn't leave enough wire
to do it
correctly, which is probably why they did it that way in the first place, because they cut the wire too short, but it's still
Mhm.
irritating.
Yeah, it's
So
really,
talk
that's
about
really
unhinged.
strange.
So even Save a Lot prices are going up. 3 pounds of ground turkey for $8. Wow.
Mm.
Lisa went to Goodwill today after many months of absence. Just about fell over. The prices were so high I left empty-handed. Yeah.
Mm.
Mike, go ahead and send the next one.
Yeah, give your questions in there, guys. If you have any, be sure.
Sunset's Heritage Pharmacist just got home from Dollar General. 2 packages of Nor rice rang up for $0.01 each. Wow.
Whoa,
That's great.
Yeah.
Connie, at Goodwill or anywhere, if the item has been there a while, they might come down. Yeah, they might. And a lot of places like our Restore has a system on furniture. Brad, if you're listening, let's get it on the rest of the stuff, please. But I'm just kidding. But on the furniture, they have a system where orange is the new arrivals. They rotate every week. And then green is 25% off, blue is 50% off, and pink is 75% off on their furniture. Now, their other doodad stuff, they're not doing that yet. But their other doodad stuff, I think, rotates out fairly quickly.
Yeah, it's pretty reasonable.
That's probably why they don't do it. Janet, how long does lunch meat last in the refrigerator? Well, a couple of days past the Best Buy date. Once you open it, you really don't have a long time. I wouldn't. As a matter of fact, yeah. Kathy is in Melbourne, Australia.
Oh.
Happy fall. No, winter. What would it be there? Let's see.
It would be fall.
Happy fall.
Good morning,
They're going through.
Good morning this fine fall day. Nevo, Goodwill near me is ridiculous. Nothing, and I mean nothing is less than $3.99. Wow, even a chipped mug. Yeah.
Goodwill's kind of high.
Julie lives in Wichita and she misses Joyland.
Do you remember the clown that played the organ when you walked into Joyland? We took care of that. My husband was the one that did all the repairs and took care of that all the time.
So I
was
don't
so
remember ever going to Joyland just to go for Joyland. I don't think we ever did.
You mean Dad went and took
the
you to
only
work
time we
on
ever
the-
went was to work on the
to work on the
Calliope.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever rode the rides. Everybody
You
talks.
did. You just probably
We
don't
did?
when you were littler. Yeah.
I have no memory of Joyland. All I remember is the Calliope, and that clown was kind of creepy. Karen,
That's something.
holy cow. How in the world do you order 22 pounds? Okay. Karen accidentally ordered 22 pounds of popcorn.
Oh my.
How long do they last? Actually, popcorn is one thing it will last a super long time.
Long time. It's
But
dried and everything. So
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
yeah, you
Popcorn
can keep it for
cereal.
a while.
Jan, receive and give it away. My
Mm.
goodness, package it up and give it away as gifts. Package it up in 1 or 2 pound little bags with some oil and some popcorn seasonings
For
for
a gift
Christmas.
basket. Yeah, I think we got a gift basket in the
Volume
book.
1. Yep.
Volume 1 has a gift basket with popcorn and stuff. And if you got kids, instead of sending potato chips or things like that, start using the popcorn in their lunches or for, a lot for snacks and
Yeah,
stuff.
if they have their friends over or something.
Mm-hmm.
Jan received her first cookbook. Beautiful glossy pages, wonderful pictures. My corners of cookbook were bent bad. Maybe you can get corner protectors for your future sit. Oh, well, Jan, just email me and let me know because we'll fix it because that's just the post office being a dork. So just send it to me. She's going to be ordering number 2. Our content is amazing. Yay. I'm so glad you like it. Yeah, send me an email, editor@livingonadime.com, and I'll get you a different one. Judy, I know canned goods stay for a long time after the expiration date. However, will a food pantry accept it? No. Food pantries will not take it. I would just eat it. So, Beth, my anniversary is Sunday and my birthday is Monday. Well, happy anniversary.
And birthday. Yeah.
On a journey. Oh, on a journey. I get your name. That's funny. Hi, ladies. Requesting prayer for my husband. For a spiritual softening, we will do that.
Yes.
I know it can be very trying.
Mm-hmm. You have loved ones that.
Believe me, I know. I'm just kidding. I was just seeing if he was paying attention. He's not. He's probably dealing with trolls. Elizabeth, just curious why you can't stand the K-Love radio station. Oh. Okay, so it first started when, like several years ago, the host said, yeah, just think of all. Oh my goodness, I still get myself wound up over this. So she was talking about abortion, and she said, just think of all the taxpayer dollars lost with all these aborted babies. I about blew my stack. Now, this was 20 years ago when this woman said this. And I wrote a letter to the company, and because I was livid. I'm like, how dare you, as a Christian, somebody who claims to be a Christian, say that? I mean, I was just flabbergasted. And so didn't really get an apology either. They did write back, but they didn't apologize. And they were like, well, you just misunderstood. I'm like, no, I didn't. I heard the whole program. There was no misunderstanding what you said. So anyway, okay. So that was one of the things. Well, then lately, they've really been promoting things that I am just not okay with, like The Chosen. They're all into promoting that really big. Sorry, that is just not, it's not okay. The more that comes out about it, the more and more that is revealed. It is just, it's not okay to be promoting that show as Christians. And so then there was something else. What was the other thing? There was something else. I can't remember. But then as Mike and I, so like, you know, you go back and forth because there's really nothing on the radio. So you go and try and find something. And so I would go back and listen a little bit and then not. But they are so petty. Have you listened to them?
Mm-mm.
The talk part? I mean, they're just petty. And I mean, they try to make it uplifting and encouraging, but then they'll say stuff and I'm just like, this is not a Christian who is supposed to be giving their worries to the Lord. Like they'll be sitting there talking about how awful this thing is or awful that thing is. And I mean, they're just going on and on about all these horrible things or things that are happening in their lives. And well, I just don't know what, I just give it to the Lord. But then they're going on and on. And I'm like, these are not the way Christians are supposed to be acting. And so I just don't know, dear, would you like to chime in?
Well, I like the music, but I find that the main things that I have a hard time listening when they're talking about what a terrible struggle it is with all the text messages coming in on your phone all the time. And you just, oh, what are you going to do? Life is just so stressful. I was like, turn it off. But the other thing is that I've noticed that they tell a lot of stories, like a scary story about somebody's, I heard a story where somebody's kid was grabbed by a shark in the water in Florida and all this stuff happened and whatever. And they told a scary story, but they never said, but God is there, you know, God does these things or not. God is protecting. Because I think they got the baby from the shark or something like, I can't remember the exact story, but there was like a whole lot of feeling the pain and no saying,
No glorifying God with
we
it.
have God who does that for us. And I'm not saying everything, but there's like a huge amount of prevailing stuff in the commentary that's like that. So when they say positive and encouraging, I'm thinking, well, the music is kind of positive and encouraging, but a lot of the talk really isn't. So that's the main thing. Well, and like I said, a lot of the terrible disasters people have are, you know, when you're standing in line at Starbucks, but you have to get to work in 5 minutes and you're like, oh no, the barista's not there. What's going to happen? And I'm just thinking it just doesn't show faith. So I'd still like the music, but when the talk comes on, a lot of times I change it.
Well, and a lot of it is like, you know, it'll be these moms that are whining because they're so busy with their kids' soccer practice and we got to get the dog to the vet and we've got this school thing and we've got that school thing. And well, I'm just working and I just don't know what I'm going to do. So I just had to go out to eat. Have you seen that it's how much it is to go out to eat? Well, like almost everything they listed is their own darn tootin' fault. I'm sorry. The
It
kids
sounds like a lot of anxious feelings and stress
and creating their own
and,
problems.
yeah.
I'm sorry, but if your kids are in that many activities that you're having to go buy dinner because you can't be home making it, you need to cut the kids' activities. If you're having to work and you can't get all your kids' stuff done and you can't cook dinner, maybe you need to be living within one income and learning how to budget, because you're bringing all this stress on your kids doing this stuff, and Christians are promoting it.
Mhm.
And it's wrong. It's absolutely wrong for Christians to be that busy and so stressed out that really they can't handle the things that are going on in their life because of the things that they are choosing to do.
Well, people that don't believe in God and that type of thing, they're watching you and they're looking at you in your life. And it's like, why should I bother to be a Christian? You're no different than what I am.
Nothing.
There's nothing showing that God's there for you and, can help you and be with you. And you can't tell any difference. It's really sad because a lot of times you can't tell any difference. Now, we've got a lot of super viewers on here that are great. I was just thinking, when that gal was asking for prayer, for her husband and everything. And we've got some good prayer warriors on here. They're amazing. So if you guys need prayer for anything, our prayer warriors are really good on here.
Yeah.
But that's what frustrates me is you can't tell the difference anymore between Christians and non-Christians. So many Christians are just going with the flow. It's so much easier. They've got so much stress and anxiety. They just kind of go with what everybody else is doing and just kind of accepting it and thinking, well,
Well, and like one time, I found out my kids are staying up till 2:00 in the morning playing on their phone. No wonder they're tired and I can't get them out of bed. Take the darn tootin' phone away from them. They do not need a phone. They don't need one at school, period.
Mm-hmm.
None of my kids have ever had a phone until they were 16 and driving, and they can pay for it themselves. And guess what? We haven't lost one yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but my son, I think, is the only one at where he goes to school that doesn't have a phone.
Mm-hmm.
My kids were the only ones in their class that didn't have a phone. And yet parents go on and on about how the kids are on the phone all night long, or kids won't get off the phone for this or that. Take it away.
Or the parents are
Turn off the internet.
Working 2 jobs, both parents working to pay for this stuff too, Everybody doesn't need that kind of stuff. And so that's fine if you want that, but don't complain about being stressed and anxious and, worried about all this stuff. You choose to do this. And so that's your choice. But
yeah. Okay, let's see. Samuel says eBay has really ruined our thrift stores in Alabama. We actually have one store in our town that writes on their tags online price, our price. I'm like, who cares what the online price is? Oh, I know, that drives me nuts when you see stuff or you go to a garage sale and they're like, well, I paid $150 for that, so it's $125. I don't care what you paid for it. It's in really bad shape and I'll give you $5 for it, But yeah, that drives me crazy. San Reagan says, how long does it take to get your orders? About 4 to 10 days, depending on where you live at. We ship a media mail. You get a confirmation. As soon as they ship, you get a confirmation so you can just watch the tracking. Check your spam if you don't have it. Melody, do we take Discover card? I don't know, Mike. Does the shop take Discover?
Well, I was trying to figure that out, and I didn't actually look on the shop, but there was a lady that told me the other day when I said, hey, can you check your credit card and see if you got billed? Because her order didn't go through. She said, yeah, I'll call Discover and ask them. So I think that it does. I think they do take Discover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They take all kinds of things.
Okay. M. Dilber says, I'm here in Maryland and out. Consignment stores are very busy and prices are high. I guess due to inflation, more people are shopping secondhand. Our best deals are at the yard sales. Yeah, that's what we're finding. Sunset Heritage says, I bought 2 cheap white toilet seats yesterday at Menards. Very good.
Very good.
For building our 2-holer outhouse. That's great.
That's funny.
Carol says, hello from Scotland. Wow.
My goodness, we got Australia and Ireland and Scotland.
Wow.
Wow.
Tammy, speaking of toilets, y'all inspired us to get a quote for bidets. Here in Australia, we phoned 3 plumbers and 2 wouldn't have a bar of it. That must be a saying up there.
Yeah.
And 1 quoted Aussie 5,000. Have mercy.
Oh my goodness.
You don't need to do that. We spent $25 on a bidet at Amazon. Go to our Amazon store. I'm pretty sure it's in there. I'll put a link on here real quick for the one that we used. They might be more now because everybody, $29. Just go to Amazon. Oh, here's the one that we use right here. 83,000 reviews with 5 stars. So, you know, that thing is worth it. So here's the bidet that we got. And we are one of the 5 stars reviews. The boys won't even go camping now.
No.
I'm like, dudes.
We're going to have to get a squirt bottle. Dave won't even use Nan's bathroom now because she doesn't have a bidet.
Yep. They absolutely love it. Okay, so here's the one that we use. I know in Australia it's different, so but you can just see which one is in there. This is an affiliate link.
You
for
can
those
install
of you
it. These are ones you can install yourself.
So you just take off the toilet seat, put it on, and then the hose goes to the toilet. It just has an adapter, and you just goes to the toilet water, and then it just splits off, and some goes to the bidet and some goes to the toilet. So it's really easy. So don't pay somebody. Don't pay somebody. Beth, love the Spiral Cookbook, even though she has volume 1 and 2. Thank you. I'm glad. Kathy, hello, everyone. I'm looking forward to getting volume 1 as a graduation present.
Oh,
very
good.
Good. It's for someone who finishes high school. Very good. Denise, Chirp Tora, I ordered #1 cookbook for my daughter. She loves her no dairy gluten, her gluten-free, dairy-free. Thank you.
Yeah.
And happy Mother's Day to everyone listening.
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day, guys.
Libba says, thanks for being on again and happy Mother's Day. Does your gluten-free cookbook contain the cleaning recipes? It does not. It doesn't have the
gluten-free doesn't.
Jan, my book arrived very fast, earlier than supposed to. Yay. That's great.
Good.
Joanne, happy Mother's Day. You are welcome. And I bought my son a backpack at Goodwill to use for fishing gear for $10. Same backpack online sells for $165. Good deal.
Good deal. Yeah.
I have no idea what this name is, but does the website have extra recipes even to the 3 books? Yes. So we have all kinds of recipes.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
Hundreds and hundreds of recipes. Just type it in the search, whatever you want.
Yeah. Wanda wants to know, so my other YouTube channel, Super Easy Recipes, is in the books or on the website. So they're both on the books and the website. There are some videos that I've done and the recipes are only on the website. So yes, Connie, I like the new version better than the old Spiral.
Because it lays
just
flat.
Depends on, I mean, it just depends on the room that you have and that kind of thing. But we just could not, we tried to keep a Spiral and we just couldn't do that for those of you who like the Spiral. So we just had to say, nope, sorry, can't do it. So Julie, when the gluten-free arrives, I will have all 3 books. Yay.
Oh.
She's been waiting for a sale. Very good.
She's listening to what we're teaching.
Carol. Carol, have you ever been scared from the supernatural? How far do we want to go into this?
I don't know.
Okay, yes. Trying to decide how much we want to talk on this because we don't really talk on this very much.
It's not that we're embarrassed or ashamed or, not concerned about it. It's just that
okay,
it's different.
So do we tell this story or do we not?
I don't know. What does Mike think?
What's your
no?
Mike says no, so maybe we should. No, I mean, okay, so
you want me to do it? If you want it, you want me to do it?
Okay, so we have dealt with demonic presences. Is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
In our lives, especially when mom and dad were getting divorced. The house we lived in was very full of demonic presences.
Well, the house we lived in, the whole upstairs, it had been built in 1917. And a doctor and his family lived in that house, but the whole upstairs was a doctor's office. So we don't know, what happened in this doctor's office, if people passed away, or we have no idea. But we started remodeling the house, and I didn't like the house. I didn't want to buy the house in the first place. It didn't feel right to me. I felt very uncomfortable in it from day one. And my husband said, well, he said, did you want me to talk or you?
Yeah.
So he said, well, it's just because it's old. I mean, it was very run down and dirty and just nasty and didn't have a kitchen. He said, if we go in here and remodel it, then you'll feel better about it.
No, now Mom is not expressing how bad this was.
It was really bad.
We are talking movie.
Well, I didn't get
bad.
finished. No, I didn't.
Movie bad. I mean, really bad. As far as how grungy and dark and dirty and nasty it was.
It hadn't been cleaned, probably any cleaning much for at least 20 years. The gentleman that lived there was blind. And so he didn't do a whole lot of anything. He was by himself. So it was really, really bad. And so things just started happening in our lives a little bit. And when all that, like Tara said, went with the divorce and different things, it accelerated at that point. It started accelerating. And so we did have things really kind of, it was, you'd call it frightening things, but I wasn't afraid.
I wasn't afraid.
That's what's so strange about it, because we knew what was going on and we had visible, real things happening, but I wasn't afraid. I just, God was stronger and mightier, and I just didn't let it get the best of me. I didn't like messing with it, so.
But we had things happen, like we would put something down and then it would just disappear. Like we knew we set the scissors down. They were there like 3 seconds ago. And like one time I was standing in our family room and the air conditioner was in the window, and I was probably 30 feet away, you think? 20 feet?
No, not even that far.
20 feet. I was probably 20 feet at the family room door, and the front of the air conditioner just blew straight forward and landed at my feet.
But what was strange about it, even that was strange enough, it didn't fall down. It blew straight out. But at the same time, the toilet flushed. Nobody was in the bathroom, and it started overflowing at the same time.
And then there would be times where we would be in bed and I would hear people walking upstairs. My dad would come over and help with the business, but it was times when I knew Dad wasn't there. And Mom was right there in the family room, and I was hearing people walking upstairs. Or we saw things coming in and out of walls and stuff like that. So, yes.
We even had, it wasn't just us. When I was showing the house to sell, I had a woman, I was showing her around the house, and we went to the upstairs because it seemed like a lot of it was worse even upstairs. But I went and showed her the whole upstairs. That was where the doctor's office was. And we got up there, and she stopped and she looked at me. She said, I don't want to frighten you, but she said, there's something really evil up here, something really evil. I mean, I didn't even know this woman, and this was the first time she'd been in the house. So it was just a continual battle with this stuff. So
the reason why I'm telling all this, because people need to know there are demons.
Yes.
And they will come after you. And they will try their best to discourage you, especially if you're Christians. If you're not a Christian and a practicing Christian, they're not going to come after you as much as someone who's a Christian, because they don't want Christians to be able to share the gospel. And so here's the thing. If you're a Christian, there's no reason to be afraid.
Mm-mm.
Jesus has already conquered that. They can't harm you. They can kind of not torment, but they can bother you, irritate you
really bad.
They can irritate you, but as a Christian, you are protected by the blood of Jesus. And all you have to do is say the name Jesus, and they have to flee.
Mm-hmm.
And there were times when I would hear people laying upstairs that I would be like literally paralyzed, kind of like kind of like I was being held down in the bed. Like I wanted to go get mom, but I couldn't get out of bed because I was like stuck in bed. And at those times, I just started singing Jesus Loves Me.
I was going to say how we dealt with it
Yeah.
is I couldn't even get a prayer out or get my voice to say the word Jesus. And I kept trying. And then I said, dear God, you've got to help me here. That's the only thing I could do. And pretty soon I started, one time it was so bad, I started trying to sing and my voice sounded croaky. I mean, I couldn't even hardly get anything out, but I would not stop. I kept trying and trying, and my voice got stronger and stronger. And pretty soon I was just belting it out, singing, and boom, everything was gone. It was just really gone. So you just don't need to be afraid. Just put on the full armor of God. I was going through something, I told Tara just about a week ago, I was going through some stuff that dealing with different things that was just hair raising, a mess. And it wasn't necessarily demonic, but I could feel a heaviness. You know, some of you can feel, even if it's not the demonic type stuff, you're spiritually being attacked. You feel something's wrong, not quite right. And I was having a really bad day and I knew something. I didn't know what, I had to make a decision. I didn't know which way to go and just was literally wrestling with this stuff. And it dawned on me, the Bible says, put on the full armor of God. And he says that for a reason. And we just kind of read those passages and just let them floof away, you know, and don't think anything about it. And I sat there and I thought, oh my goodness, I haven't even bothered to put on the full armor of God. I was praying, you know, but in my mind, all of a sudden, I felt like I was being so attacked with all the fiery darts of Satan. And I thought, I need the shield of faith. And I'm just getting that shield out. And in my mind, I could envision this huge shield like the Roman soldiers used to carry from head to toe covering me. And those fiery darts, in my mind, I could see they weren't hitting me. And I felt a peace. When I did that in my mind, I felt a peace and I hung on to God's word and praying, and it was gone. It went away. So you just have to be active. You can't just give up and say, you know, oh, this is bothering me and I'm upset. You've got to be you've got to be on is it the offensive or defensive, whichever way. You've got to be strong in this. And dude, it's not that bad. You know, if you have your Bible and you sing your praise songs and you put on the full armor of God.
So yes, it is very real. And there have been houses where we know people who have moved into the house and there was satanic worship happening in the house that they didn't know about, that they only discovered later after they had been finding things. And they literally had to move it was just months later because it was so bad. And so, yes, those things happen. But as Christians, we are protected. God will take care of us. And so you just have to stand up and just know that Jesus is going to take care of you. So yes, have we dealt with it? Have we been scared by it? Not really scared. I can't really say. It was more just freaky.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like
irritating and freaky.
What in the world?
Mm-hmm.
You know, type thing. So,
but you know, I look back on it now, so many of the things that happened to us then have made it possible for us to do what we're doing now.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't be afraid of those things. There's, you know, use them to your advantage instead.
Yeah. Let's see. Egg roll wrappers are frozen, but I want to do the egg rolls in your cookbook. Best way to thaw, just thaw them on the countertop. You will have to take a paper towel and dry them off before you fry them, or the excess water will splatter. So dry them off with the paper towel first. Jennifer, any tips for gifting on a budget? We have a lot of family events coming up. New baby, wedding, birthdays. It all adds up quickly. Okay, well, first of all, Jennifer, if you need to cut the nieces and nephews and the aunts and uncles and all of those out. That stuff, when you start going to all of these birthday parties, if you have a big family, that kind of thing, you need to start cutting this stuff out. Weddings and babies, okay, I could see, you know, maybe needing to take a gift. But if you have 10 or 12 or 15 family members, nieces, nephews, brothers, sisters, whatever, all that stuff needs to be cut out for gifts.
And don't be I go to thrift stores
Yeah.
and buy a lot of my gifts. It doesn't cost much. You can find brand new stuff at thrift stores or garage sales a lot of times, and they're beautiful. It's really nice stuff. And I don't know what your family's like, but we kind of have fun doing it with each other, buying something at the thrift store or garage sale for each other. So you can do that too.
Jody, did I miss Pistol talking about overusing detergent in the dishwasher or washing machine? So the washing machine, he said, use a teaspoon for small loads and a tablespoon for large loads. And the dishwasher, he didn't give a specific amount, but he said use way less than what the dishwasher thing says. So I would say like a quarter, fill the cup about a quarter to half full, which is really hard to do. As a matter of fact, what I would do is put the dishwasher, I think I'm going to do this for the new kitchen, put the dishwasher soap in a little jar with a tablespoon scoop and put it in there instead of just pouring it. Cause you always pour way more than you need to.
Do that with all kinds of soaps, shampoos. You don't need to wash your hair twice, and you can use a smaller amount, lotions, face creams. One thing I always taught the gals when I did the Mary Kay is they said people use tons of lotion thinking if you put a thicker of everything and more of everything, it's going to help. It doesn't. You need just small amounts of everything.
My moisturizer lasts me at least a year, if not 1.5 to 2 years. I honestly don't know how long it lasts. I just very rarely buy it.
Yeah.
So,
and a lot of times when you see them advertised, they'll say it lasts 3 to 6 months, but mine does a year or more.
Yeah.
So.
Candy says, don't use the electric mouse repellers if you have hamsters and guinea pigs. Yeah, it might irritate.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Susie just ordered book number 2. Thank you. 40%
thanks.
off right now for our Mother's Day sale. The last day, guys. It's not going to be this low until Black Friday. She already had the first one. A friend came over and loved it too. She got her one for her birthday.
Oh,
yay, that's
good
great.
idea.
On a journey, I just ordered my books, got gifts for Christmas, and can't wait to see the set for myself. Yay. Natalie wants to know what's the difference between the new volume and the old one. Actually, go to the sales pages for those 2 books, and you can literally look through the entire book. We have a video showing the entire book, so you can see the differences. But the main difference is it's just not the same recipes. It's just a continuation of volume 1, and we couldn't fit everything in volume 1.
And that's for anybody who's contemplating buying the book and don't know for sure. Go check out that video because you'll get a really good idea of what's in there.
Mike, send me the next ones, please. Melvin says, where's the gluten-free, dairy-free sandwich bread that is so delicious? On our website, just type in gluten-free and it should come up on the list in there. Tanya says, Jack used to love being behind the camera. So Jack doesn't mind being on the camera as much as the other kids do. But yeah. So
he's not on there as much now because he's in the house and we're out in the studio. So it's a little bit harder.
Irma loves the lives. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Barbara, would Pistol be able to help you guys finish up your tasks? I mean, he probably could, but it's just little stuff that we can finish now. And the poor contractors, they're just overwhelmed with work. They said they're 9 weeks out with all their landscape stuff. And so it's just little things. We can do the tile ourselves. Mike's putting up the lights. The plumbing, we can probably do ourselves, but the plumber said they need to do something. But Mike's called him 3 times and he has not called back nothing. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, what's the name of the green paint on your new cabinets? Something pod. I can't remember.
Pod?
No, it starts with an M.
Melon pod?
Something to do with a frog.
With the frog?
Yeah. I can't remember.
Sounds gross.
I don't know.
A pod and a frog. Huh?
Yeah, I don't remember. Carol, have we ever made homemade Scottish food? We have not. I'm kind of afraid to make Scottish food after learning about, what's that stuff called,
Haggis,
Mike?
Haggis.
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 Haggis or haggis?
Haggis.
I don't know. Whatever that stuff is. I'm a little afraid.
I think I might like it because I like liver and stuff like that. So
I don't know. When we were in Scotland, though, everything I ate was really good. I didn't have anything that when we were in Scotland that I didn't like. Oh man, I remember these one little apple pie tart thingies this butcher had, and I was like, oh man, those are so good. So Loretta, I'm guessing Mike's idea is a cabinet in a cabinet for extra storage.
It's
a good guess.
A cabinet.
Wanda, I hope the citrus tree behind my home isn't causing part of the problem because I don't know if the mobile home park would remove it. I don't think that's part
Probably
of your problem.
not.
I think they're just
Actually,
coming in and
I bet you it isn't because cedar
Smells
chest,
so
is that the
much.
same like cedar?
Mhm.
Like a cedar chest. And they used to use cedar chest. Just citrus or cedar?
cedar is what they use in cedar
Yeah.
chests, but citrus smells strong like
and
cedar.
you use a lot of citrus things to keep bugs and animals away. So
Yeah. Dish towels over the bottom cabinet door. That would be too low. Although I could maybe put it on the top one, but then if I go to open the drawers, it's going to get caught.
it's not as bad. Mine doesn't catch like you think it would.
I don't know. I forgot the dish towel. I can't believe I forgot the dish towel. Oh, I know where I could hang it on the end by the trash cans.
I was wondering about that too.
I could make my little upside down grater. That might work. MF says cheap command hooks or Dollar Tree hooks. Yeah, that might work.
Mhm.
Get a towel rack, metal magnet hooks. Yeah,
Mhm.
that might work. Grace said I just bought 44 boxes of regular Liz for $1 at Walmart. What is Liz? Next time you're in Colorado, get in touch and she'll share it. But I don't know what Liz is. What is Liz? Let's see.
Pop
What
on and
is,
tell us what Liz is.
what is Liz? Did she say Walmart?
Yeah.
Walmart, I think. I have no idea what that is.
Is it Liz Claiborne
Perfume?
makeup?
I don't know. Let us know. Okay. Let's see. What is the worst spice you have ever used for a meal? Worst spice I've ever used for a meal. I don't like tarragon. I don't like thyme, believe it or not, even though I grow it.
I don't like rosemary.
You
like
I
rosemary.
well, I don't like it.
But you've used it.
But I've used it. I like it like in herbal bread. I do like rosemary in like bread.
I don't like a lot of the thyme and rosemary in those.
Mom don't like green food.
I just use salt, pepper, garlic salt, garlic powder, basically.
Magnetic over the fridge. Yeah. Oh, I know what I could do. You know that little shelf that I bought at the Restore that I was going to paint and put on the side? Oh, maybe that won't fit. I don't know if the window's too big, but if there's space between there and the window, you know the old-fashioned 3
the arm one.
I could put my arm one up there.
You have.
I have it still.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Wait, did I put it in here? No, I didn't put it in here.
I was going to say if you couldn't put your grater at the end of the cabinet too, with it in there. Tack your grater on the end of the cabinet.
Oh,
I'll
have to go measure.
Yeah, you maybe could put your grater,
might
but that
work.
arm thing would be cute too. Is Mike asleep over there? He's so quiet.
Dale, is it better to have an upright or a chest freezer?
I say an upright because for my height, but have to bend over all the time into a chest freezer. Plus everything kind of goes down in the bottom and it's hard to, move the stuff around. You have to lift sometimes heavy turkeys out and things like that. So I think the uprights are much better.
I agree. I concur.
Oh, wow. Did you hear that?
I
heard
concur.
That? She agreed with me.
I do not like digging into the unknown freezers.
And it gets messed up. If you have kids and things like that, they'll just paw through
Too
them
much money is wasted losing stuff in them. Too much money. Kimberly, she found Southern canned rice and beans and realized it's a great prepper item because all you have to do is dump the can. I didn't even know such a thing existed.
I didn't either. Huh.
Amy says, yes, we take Discover. We did not know that. Sorry. Mama Bird, which one of your cookbooks would you recommend for a mom of a 4-year-old? I would say volume 1.
What, volume
the
1? The
red one. That just always start there. That's the one to start with right there.
That covers a whole lot of different scenarios.
Do we have gluten-free dumplings? I think I did do gluten-free dumplings. Let me make sure and see real quick. Like I said, go to the sales page guide. We have, yes, I do. Page 192 in the gluten-free book. guys, just so you know, we have 800 recipes and tips in the gluten-free, 800 recipes and tips in Dining Volume 2, and 1,200 recipes and tips in Volume 1. We don't have them all memorized, in case you guys are wondering.
We've got a
yeah.
lot. And even more on the website, too.
Melinda, it sounds like your switches were put in for left-handed people. I think dyslexic people.
Yeah, I'm left-handed, so they don't work very good for me. They're really, we're trying to figure out, they're weird.
I don't know what they were smoking. It was very illegal. That's all I'm going to say. Wanda, she has fluorescent lights in her hallways and 2 light switches. One works on the light. The other one doesn't appear to do anything. I know.
I had a light switch like that. We never did. I lived there almost 20 years, and we never could figure out what that light switch was
Louise, I must know, have you decided which makeup foundation you're switching to? No, I don't. I'm just going to use up what I have and then pray.
Pray.
I've been using the same foundation for 28 years. I'm really ticked. So anyway, was the switch to turn on a lamp? Yes. So we have one, brother, drives us nuts. We have one switch in 4 places, I think, in the living room, 3 or 4 places. I don't know how many. The whole room is surrounded by this one switch, and nobody knows which one it is, and they keep flipping it, and it flips off everything, the internet, the computer, everything. It is the biggest pain. And so Mike, as a matter of fact, is thinking about trying to rewire it so we only have one switch in the room that does that, because everybody keeps hitting it accidentally. Kim says her son ordered volume 1 and 2 today for her. Yay, that's great. Oh my goodness. Melinda says we accidentally ordered 40 pounds of pintos beans from Walmart.
Oh my goodness.
He ordered 2 20-pound bags. That's a lot. You can take that stuff back.
Yeah, you can. Did you guys know you can take it to your Walmart store and they will refund you? I've had to take a couple things back.
Leah says, thank you for clarifying. The high altitude in the gluten-free book says 6,000. Oh, let me look and see. Oh, yeah, it probably does, because that's what I tested it at. Let's see, page 12.
I was going to say that's the normal, what they normally think.
Okay, so yes, so the book is right, but here's the thing. I tested it. This is where I tested it, was for 6,000 and 8,000 feet, and then I had my assistant who was at sea level tested at sea level. But what I'm saying is, if it's not working, then use the high altitude. So let's say you're at 3,500 feet and it's not working, then use the high altitude.
You shouldn't have to, but some recipes, when it comes to baking, they're very sensitive. So that's why she's saying you might have to.
Rochelle says somebody stole the clown at Joyland. Yeah,
they did. I remember that.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. It was in the news.
Joyland's totally gone now, right? I mean, there's nothing left.
Pretty much
they demolished it, right? Yeah.
Pretty much gone.
Okay. Put a towel rack at the end of your island. I can't. My trash cans are there, actually. It's a pretty brilliant idea, even if I do say so myself. But I sort of brilliantly forgot the dish towel. Barb says, I want to say special hey to Jill.
Oh, hi, Barb.
Newman, that's her name. We were trying to remember your last name the other day.
I was thinking of you the other day. We went to Texas Roadhouse, and I was telling Tara about when we went to Texas Roadhouse.
So she is still here.
Yeah, she is. I was thinking about you. So
Susan says, I can't wait until I get my cookbook Sunday. Yay! If I don't get it, I'm going to be one sad mama. Oh my goodness.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
these moms that don't get their cookbook will be rebelling.
EWB says, first time watching. Hello.
Oh, hi. It's nice to have you.
She's been watching a lot of our videos, learning to save money. We'll buy her cookbook. Oh, she's a homeschool mom of 3.
Oh.
Candy says her 45th wedding anniversary is tomorrow. Good job not killing them. Michelle says, Mother's Day, we are getting breakfast and going to my sister's church. Very good. She's curious to see her church. Must not have been there yet. Shield Maiden says it's hard for newer Christians because they all have the enthusiasm and hunger with little wisdom and discernment. We have to disciple them, or they tend to get caught up in falsehood. Yeah, I mean, that's with anything. I mean, there's Christians that have been Christians for years, and you're like, really? Mike, are you all healed from your surgery?
I am getting better. I'm able to walk around and do most of the normal stuff most of the day, but I'm having to go to the gym and do kind of some exercises that are sort of like my own version of physical therapy so that hopefully I can hike in June. Right now, if I do too much, it still hurts, but it's getting a lot better.
Tammy says her sister's been on a ventilator for 2 weeks. Praise the Lord, she was off yesterday. Wow, that is
Oh,
great.
Yeah, that's good.
And Kelly says she loves this talk. It's gold. I didn't know we were doing anything. KS says, I'm blowing up the internet today.
You are?
I don't know what we're saying, but I'm glad. Teresa says, get together, people. That's what I'm saying. Actually, this.
Uh-oh.
So a lot of things, going back to demons and K-Love, but I've noticed a lot of people blame demonic activity for their own choices.
Yeah, you got to be careful of that.
So you have to be careful of that.
Everything's not demonic.
Your lack of setting boundaries, your lack of saying no, your lack of self-discipline,
your lack of studying the Bible and knowing what it says
is not necessarily demonic activity. That is you not being a wise steward of your time, money, and resources, and then blaming it on Satan. So a lot of people
making excuses for your sin that you just decide to sin.
So a lot of people need to be careful of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be careful.
Nancy says my husband is 35 years passed away suddenly. Oh, I am so sorry,
no.
Nancy. Please pray for me as I work through his loss and through all the paperwork involved. Oh my goodness, I can just imagine.
Yeah, that's awful. We're
so
sorry.
about that. Crescent, did you hear about the boy that saved a school bus? His parents said it's because he didn't have a cell phone was the reason he saved them. He was paying attention. Wow.
Oh, that's interesting.
Hello, Pistol, our favorite appliance guy.
Oh, guys.
Huh? He saw Mike dance a little jig. Yeah.
Everybody, Pistol's on here. His ears were burning.
So I put in my Dollar Tree ice bucket. See if that will do something. Oh, by the way, Mike, I flipped the ice maker thing to see if it'll stop, just so you know. If we start hearing ice spewing all over the refrigerator.
Ice starts coming in the door here out in the studio, we'll know something went wrong.
Yeah. Crescent says, did you hear? Oh, no, sorry, wrong one. Louise says, I will be 59 in May 25th. My husband will be 57 in June. My 37-year-old son is living here for almost 2 years following a divorce. He does not have a job. We are going to kick him out even though he has nowhere to go. Are we mean? No, you're being nice.
Yeah.
It's time to grow up, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, and move on with life.
It's like a lot of other things. If your child gets sick, you have to give him go to the doctor and get a shot that'll hurt him to make him better. And this is that type of thing as a parent. You have to hurt them sometimes or make it seems like it's hurting them to help them get better is what it boils down to.
Kick his booty out.
So you're loving him even more. People don't realize it takes a lot of love for your child to be able to do something like this, to have them to kick them out.
And do it systematically, because I don't know where you live, but in some places they've gotten ridiculous with this stuff. For me, all their stuff would be out on the driveway. I've given them a certain amount of time, and if it's not done, all their stuff would be out on the driveway, and that's it. But in some places now, that's like illegal, which is ridiculous. But give them in writing, keep a copy for yourself of an eviction notice saying you have 30 days to get out or 2 weeks to get out or whatever. And after that, the locks are changed and you're going to be out.
You see, they just become so comfortable and they just think they should, because you're mom and dad, that they can just sit back and relax. A lot of wives do this with husbands. They'll start working and the husband doesn't have a job or something. And the wife just keeps working. And that men, and I love men so much. I am crazy about men. I really love men so much. And women have their things too. So I would talk about those another time maybe. But with men, sometimes they tend to want to just sit back and be a little bit lazy. And if somebody's taking care of them, they're not motivated to try to, get a job and that type of thing. So
All right. Next one is Sandy got her bidet at Walmart for $20. There you go.
Oh,
Chipmunk says the dinner rolls in the gluten-free, dairy-free cookbook came out delicious.
oh, good.
Yes, they did, because I made sure I didn't put anything in there that was gross. Jessica ordered book 1. She's been debating on it for a long time. She thinks it will be very helpful. Connie, my cookbook was like the movie about traveling pants. Oh my goodness. So her cookbook went from Sheridan to Denver to Des Moines to Sioux Falls to Rapid City to Deadwood.
Oh my word. And you're in Deadwood? Oh my word.
That's like not even a 3-hour drive from
yeah.
here.
Oh my goodness.
I could have taken it to you for that.
Meant you halfway or something.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Let's see. Your smile should be bottled, Judy says.
Thank you, Judy.
Happy Mother's Day from Tennessee.
Thank you.
Tanya says, asking for my prayer for my son's friend. He's dealing with depression. His girlfriend is a witch. He lives with her and is not a believer. I pray for both of them to get saved. Yep.
Yeah. We have a lot of friends and family members that we all need to be praying for on here, guys.
Margaret says, we hear kitchen cabinet slam every night around the same time. I just ignore it and ask for God's protection. Yep.
Mhm.
And put on the praise music.
Yeah.
And don't put on just any praise music. It needs to be songs about God's names, songs about the glory of God, songs praising God. Don't put on songs that are like, he got me through the miry furnace. I made it through the valley. No, don't put those on. Like, holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty. All Waymaker, all the names of Jesus. Put on those ones praising Jesus, using the name of Jesus. Don't put the ones that are all about people. This drives me nuts in church when you go to church and we are in revival. We are seeking the Lord. We are in revival. No, this is not praising the Lord. So put those on and just leave it running all the time. And if you're having that problem at night, I would put a radio in the kitchen on low, playing it. Or you could also turn on a Bible app, an audio Bible, and go through whatever verses you want. Just go through the New Testament, or you could go through Psalms or whatever. But just put on an audio Bible and just let it play all night long. I would do that. Wanda, do exorcisms really work? So, okay, yes, you can cast out demons, yes, for things like this, but it has to be done in a specific way. It has to be done exactly as the Bible talks about doing it, and you can't just have anybody doing it. You have to have somebody who is a very strong Christian and someone who, I don't want to say knows what they're doing. That's not the right phrase. How do I say that? Somebody who knows their Bible very well. You don't have to have a special person per se. But you do have to know your Bible. You have to know your Bible verses. And you have to be prepared, because sometimes they will fight. And it is a little bit of a battle. So you can't go in just saying, I'm going to cast out these demons. You can do that, but really make sure that you have prayed, fasted, know your Bible, and know what you're doing. You just don't want to be messing around with it. So, and Emir says, say Psalms 91. Yep, that's a very good one. Shield says, I suffered with dark, shadowy figures in my dreams trying to take or possess my babies when I was pregnant. And me, after I had them, I always woke myself up yelling Jesus over and over. Yeah, I mean, that's just exactly what you have to do. Rita says, the word of God is our shield. Yes, always repeat Bible verses. And if this is something that is a constant problem in your life, then what I would do is I would write out Bible verses and post them in every single room of your house if you have to. So as you are sitting on the toilet, you're sitting there reading your Bible verses out loud.
Mhm.
As you're doing the dishes, you're sitting there reading the Bible verses out loud. As you're taking your shower, you're sitting there reading the Bible verses out loud. Put it in a plastic protector thing. The other thing is play Bible verses while you're sleeping. I have healing scriptures and Bible verses. I only have a few videos on there. Maybe I need to just get up and start doing it again. But I only have a few videos on there. But it's long videos.
Healing Scriptures is a channel, a YouTube channel.
Yeah,
you have
Michael
that
put the
Tara has.
YouTube channel in there. It's called Healing Scriptures and Bible Verses. I've only got like 5 or 6 videos on there. But people listen to them over and over at night. Just put it on really low. And just say it over and over at night. Memorize those Bible verses. Repeat them out loud. So all of those things.
One thing too, what happens if you stick to it, it'll go away for a while. And so it may come again. You may get under attack again, but you do it again. You're not going to give up. And after a while, it gets, it gets easier and easier. And they finally realize that you're not going to be messing, with them.
Yeah. And Valerie says the demons hear his name and tremble and flee. Always call out Jesus' name. Yep. Rita says, do you like Hillsong music? So, oh my goodness. Okay. So there's a couple of different Hillsong groups, a couple of different Hillsong groups. Some are doing things that aren't so great and others are okay. From what I understand, I don't know all the details because it's getting so bad in the Christian world with other Christians calling out false teachers.
Yeah.
That pretty much any Christian that has any sort of platform or public figure of any kind is called out as a false teacher now.
Yeah.
Pretty much every single one. Pretty much every single one. So yes.
Their actual doctrine is incorrect, though.
I know. I was getting there. So what you need to do is when you see or hear these people being called out, go in and look for yourself what these places believe. So like Hillsong, Mike was just saying, which I was going to get to, but their doctrine is actually wrong. And I don't remember do you remember, Mike, what their doctrine is that they're saying is, I can't remember now, but I can't remember what it is.
There are things like they say that evolution is a known fact and the Bible has to conform to that.
So Mike said so Mike said he thinks that United Hillsong's one of their doctrines is that evolution is real. It just coincides with the Bible somehow. Well, that's just false. Okay. So when you are hearing these false prophets being called out, supposedly, go in and research for yourself what their doctrine is. Go and listen to some of the pastors' sermons and see what they preach. Know your Bible. Read your Bible first. Before you listen to anyone, read your Bible first. Now, Pastor Jack Hibbs, I so far haven't found anything that I disagree with him. David Jeremiah, I have not found anything that I disagree with him. Charles Stanley, not Andy Stanley, his son. Charles Stanley, the father who just died, is very Bible-based. Andy Stanley is not. He has strayed so far from his dad's teaching, it's almost unbelievable that's even his son. But the Bible says in the end days, kids are going to turn, against parents and that kind of thing. So, let's see. So those are some ones to start with. But for anybody who's calling anybody out, we get called out all the time.
I was just going to say,
all
you
the
have
time.
to be careful and don't watch this stuff that's saying they're being called out. You can go to their where their website is or whatever, and like Tara said, do the doctrine and listen to them. But there's so many people calling everybody out now, and yeah, we've been told this, it's not true. They'll take little pieces out of context, or of things. They'll take one sentence a person says and twist it, and it's not put in with the rest of the message or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds weird when you just take out that one sentence, but it fits in with the whole message.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to be careful. It's like almost not a illness. What do I want to call it? It's rampant. It's just rampant with other Christians wanting to call, especially people that are in the spotlight, to call them out about every little thing. None of these people are going to be perfect at all. But if their doctrine's sound and they teach the Bible, then that's what's important. So you got to be real careful at watching these people that are calling others out,
And like, we've had people criticize us because we don't give enough Bible verses when we're talking about the Bible. Okay. I am horrible at memory.
Mhm.
I honestly maybe have 3 Bible verses memorized, but I read the Bible enough and I know that there are certain things in certain places I just can't remember. I can't even remember my own name most days. I can't even remember Mike's name most days. So memory is just not something I have, but I know it's in the Bible. I know how to look it up. I underline those things in my Bible so that I know, okay, the armor of God is Ephesians. So I'm going to try because I can't remember where it's at in Ephesians, or whatever. And I know that foolish controversies, don't be listening to those, as in Isaiah. I think it's chapter 8, but I'm not sure. So I'll go and look. Okay. But everybody, or not everybody, we've been criticized for not giving Bible verses enough. But here's the thing. You can look these up. It's really simple.
Really easy now.
All I Google is
1 or 2 words.
Armor of God Bible verse.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes up.
Mm-hmm.
Children dying early, Bible verse. Gluttony as a sin, Bible verse. Adultery as a sin, Bible verse. So then when I am talking to people or whatever, then I have the references there. Now, when we're live, it's really hard to be looking up the verses as we're going and
trying
talking,
to think of
trying
how
to think,
answer the questions,
find the
what
questions.
we remember.
And my memory is horrible. So that's partly why we don't give.
But we get condemned by that or criticized by that. And that's what happens to a lot of these others, pastors and Bible teachers. People are calling them out for doing that same type of stuff.
Or because we don't use the King James Bible. Mike, can you send me the next batch, please? Here's the thing about the King James Bible. And I'm telling you, I'm saying it right now. We're going to get flamed. And I'm going to ban every one of you because that is from Satan. I'm sorry. It is. And here's why. There is nothing that says the King James Bible is the only Bible you're supposed to use in the Bible. There's nothing. New translations, some of the things that the King James Bible has that the new translations don't have is because they have found older manuscripts that the new translations are using for those. And so that's why there were some things left out, because they found new translation, or they found old manuscripts for the new translations. And those same verses are in other gospels in those older manuscripts. So they just left them where they were in the older gospels instead of where the other people added up. The other thing is to say that the King James Bible is the only Bible in a language that no one speaks anymore is just ridiculous. Are you telling me? Oh my, I'm trying to stay calm. Are you telling me that if I go to Africa or Spain or Germany or India, that none of those people should have a Bible in their own language because it's not the King James Version? Don't tell me that. That is 100% wrong. So why is it the English-speaking people can't have a Bible in their own language that they speak now? That doesn't even make sense. That is from Satan, and Satan is the author of confusion. You know, when you're being confused about these things, that is from Satan. And that is one of those things, once again, where Christians just jump all over each other. And let me tell you, if you comment, I'm going to ban you. I ban you straight away.
You're sitting worse by jumping on Christians for, doing certain things. But see, like in Australia, we call a kitchen countertop next to the sink a countertop. In Australia, they call it a bench. Now, they may not know what a countertop is. I didn't know for a long time when they kept talking about a bench, what a bench was. Why should they have to have a certain version of the Bible that doesn't fit their everyday language? Like Tara said, and so even in English speaking countries, we talk different. And so it doesn't even, there's no logical sense to being dogmatic about that one thing.
Yeah. So, anyway, I don't know who need to hear that, but I'm just letting you know. Cat lover, Patty, she got her
Patty.
soap today. You are very welcome. I'm so sorry. It took me more than a month to send that. I'm so sorry, but I got your soap to you. Kathy says, I would like to read the Bible, but would be the best book to help me understand the Bible. You don't need a book to understand the Bible. What you need is a version of the Bible that's easy to read, like New Living Translation, New International Version, New King James Version. Those are all easy to read versions of the Bible.
New King James.
Well, New King James is fine. Old King James is hard.
I use New King James. That's the kind
I like New King James, but New King James and NASB are a little bit harder to follow than like NLT and NIV.
Well, yeah, I mean, NLT and NIV are the easiest ones to understand. But anyway, get you one of those. You can start anywhere you want. But if you just start in the New Testament, like in Matthew or John or whatever, that'll just give you an overview of what Jesus has done. And then the Old Testament explains all of the laws that God had set up and why Jesus needed to come to die for our sins, because we needed a savior, because we just couldn't pay for our own sins. And so just start with the New Testament if that's the easiest for you to do, unless you just feel like starting with Genesis. You can start with Genesis, but by the time you get to Leviticus, you kind of get a little bogged down. So if that happens, then just move to the New Testament or move to Psalms or Proverbs, whatever you want to do. The other thing is just to pray before you read the Bible and ask God to show you and reveal to you what he wants to say.
And then too, like Tara mentioned, Pastor Jack Hibbs or Pastor David Jeremiah, take your Bible and listen to them. And they're very good about explaining, the different, what things mean, like socially, like what it was like in the time of Jesus, what was going on, and why Jesus was taught, speaking these words and stuff. So do a combination, but most of all, just pray and ask God to show you. And he will love, he does, he'll be right there.
Yep.
So,
Pam thinks Mike's brilliant idea is a dumbwaiter to bring food upstairs. A lot of people have guessed that.
Yeah,
a lot.
Thought it was dumbwaiter.
Actually, we've had 3 or 4 people guess. And right. We haven't said that you've guessed right. Linnell, is volume 1 the same exacted as the printed version? Yes, the ebook is the same. Dee Dee, what's my favorite all-time recipes for my books? They're all our favorite recipes. Really, they are. That's why they're all in there.
It's hard to pick anything.
Kathy, Bisquick has gluten-free now. Yeah, and so does our gluten-free, dairy-free book. We have baking mix in there for you also. Susan, don't know if I missed it, but your nails are so pretty. Oh, thank you. So the press-on nails aren't sticking anymore because I've been using this special oil stuff trying to get my nails to grow out, but they haven't been growing because of winter, and it's just been really driving me crazy. So I tried at-home acrylic nails the other day, and I actually got them to stay on. They've been on.
It's amazing for you to
5
have them
days
on for that long.
I've never had nails stay on 5 days. I maybe stayed 24 hours, but never 5 days. So, but thank you. How to save hints on energy and water. Well, in the summer, turn your air conditioner to 78, and in the winter, turn your heat down to 65 or 68. And on water, just stop taking so many long showers and running the water all the time.
Yeah, and if you take baths all the time, change over to showers, short showers, because you would be amazed how much water a bath takes. It takes a huge amount of water. Sometime when you're taking a shower, plug up the stopper and watch. If you take a 3 to 5 minute shower, watch how much water comes in the tub. It's usually only just a couple of inches compared to when you take a bath and you fill the whole tub up.
Yeah.
It's just something that simple will make a big change.
And Jane says we had a switch like that seemed to go to nothing. We always laughed and said it probably went to the house down the street. We're flipping on and off their lights. No, I feel that way some days. I know. Guys, please pray for Wanda's sister's husband. He's having surgery, and his sister is her sister is very scared for him. So please include Chuck in your prayers. We will do that. And cooking with cat liver. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns. Yes, those are very good ones. Now, so here's the thing. Awesome God is a really great song. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. I know Rich Mullins' life story. And there are a lot of people who would be calling him, if he was still alive today, they would be calling him out because his life didn't always match what his songs said. And so my point, there's 2 points for this. First of all, God can use even wrong doctrines and people who are doing things not so Christian to bring glory to him. God can turn those things into glory. Like what we went through growing up and everything. You know, my dad was a schmuck. And if we were on the internet back then, we would be called out. But God turns those things around and can use them for his glory. And so while I don't follow people necessarily like Hillsong, I'm not going to blow off all of their songs because some of them are very good praise and worship songs, and we can use them to praise God. So Awesome God is another one like that. You can send me the next one, Mike.
You just have to pick things very carefully.
Yeah, and just use your discernment.
Yeah.
Big Pond Homestead says Christians can't be possessed by a demon. No, they cannot. They can be, what was the word we used? Huh? Well, they can be influenced, but they can be,
not oppressed.
It started with a T. Not tormented, but they can irritate you.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say. But they cannot, you as a Christian, you cannot be
possessed.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's see. Were there any more, Mike?
I sent you 5 just now.
Let's see. I think I got through that one. I deleted it. Oh, here. Okay. Okay. We'll go through these ones and we'll be done. Kathy says, I would like to read the Bible, but what would be the best book to help me understand my Bible? Oh, wait, did we already say that?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, these are all the same ones. Okay, we already read those. And if you guys don't have a Bible, we offer free Bibles. So please go to livingonadime.com. We will not contact you. We will not come visit you, call you, nothing. We just want you to have the easy to read version of the Word of God. We've had some very nice donations. Thank you very much to those of you who have donated to help us with this. And so please feel free to ask for a Bible. We are happy to send you one. We do ask that you not send a Bible to your friends and family who you think they need it. First of all, a lot of times you get the address wrong, and then we're charged for we have to pay to send the Bible. We get charged when it comes back, and usually by the time the books go through the mail, that many times they're ruined. So then we've lost a Bible. So please do not send it to friend and family. Also, we have had friends and family get very angry when they've received a Bible and they didn't want one. Now, that's between them and God. That's fine. But if your friend or family member is not wanting a Bible on their own accord, it's not up to you to save them. It's up to God to save them. You need to pray for them and talk to them when you get a chance. But just sending them hints is not the way to get them to heaven. So unless I will say, unless God just speaks to you in the night or something, I mean, you can, but guys, 40% off. This is the last chance today. Thank you, Paula. Today is the final day of our Mother's Day sale, and then you're going to have to wait till the end of November for Black Friday. We only do this sale twice a year for 40% off, only twice a year. livingonadime.com. Thank you guys for joining us. We will see you guys next time.
Bye-bye, guys. We love you.